What's good, YouTube? It's your boy ShowTyme. Make sure y'all hit the like button. New to the channel, subscribe. Follow my main channel, ShowTyme on Point Sports. Man, on this episode, man, we gotta talk about Paul George. My boy Paul George, 8-time All-Star. Current Los Angeles Clippers, y'all already know what time it is. Clip gang don't bang. Man, today Slam Magazine has announced their new cover. It has my boy Paul George on there. And you can see on the cover, it's Paul George back on my bully. And this is inspired by Paul George on one of his, this goes back into like a couple months ago where he was on, the basketball players, they play the video games, they're streaming on Twitch. So it's this whole thing going on with him and Devin Booker that goes back 2 years ago, probably even longer than that, because you remember Devin Booker hit that game win over Paul George in the bubble, man, whatever, man. Hey, Devin Booker did that thing. It's like it's always been there, some kind of, some competitive rival between those two. So then you had 2 years ago, back on January 3rd, 2021, Paul George, Devin Booker, they get into a little scuffle. Devin Booker pretty much called him a soft A, you know what? You feel what I'm saying? Paul George wasn't having it, and going to that year, Paul George was extra motivated, A lot of people was getting down on how he played in the bubble, shooting on the side of the backboard. So it's a lot of that, a lot of talking going on, man. People not putting respect on Paul George's name. So now, fast forward to 2023. Of course, Phoenix Suns beat the Clippers with Paul George. Now, he didn't get a chance to play. Kawhi Leonard played for 2 games. Wasn't able to finish out the series. Torn his MCL. These two teams have played each other two times in the last 4 years in the playoffs. 2 out of 4 years. So you can kind of sense there's a rival there. Now that they got Kevin Durant. They got Kevin Durant over there. They got Bradley Beal. The Clippers got Russ. I mean, it's a competitive rival in the Pacific Division. This is a great storyline for the NBA. So let's get to this right here, though. So fast forward to going back to the Twitch video. Paul George, a fan asked him about. No, I'm sorry, it was Klay Thompson. Started right here with Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was on the podcast. He did an episode, right? Paul George asking him a specific question, and Devin Booker's name gets brought up, right?
You low-key a trash talker. What's the favorite bar you dropped on someone in the league? I know Book, you gave him the...
Yeah, I was in my feelings, though. And Book was
time.
busting my ass that day. I was not where I needed to be. Yeah. Stuff doesn't age well. Now that it age well for me, I don't need to be flexing 4 rings, bro. Like, everybody know that. That's on Wikipedia. Like, my game wasn't where it was at, and we all get insecure at times.
Yeah.
I'm not man enough to admit that. I'm man enough to admit that we all have our moments of weakness. So I'm not really.
And Devin Booker saw the interview. He saw the interview, and he had a problem with it's like he had a problem. He saluted Klay Thompson, but it respond. Klay Thompson basically gave him, his respect, because y'all remember Klay Thompson, Devin Booker got into it this past season. Devin Booker pretty much goes out on his Twitter. He says he pretty much good at. Paul George said, salute to Klay Thompson. You feel what I'm saying? But what kind of answer you trying to get out of Paul George on his Twitch, right? He responds. He says this
about it.
My thoughts on Booker's comments. I mean, he didn't really say nothing other than is that what you wanted to hear? I don't really care. That's Klay's answer. You know what I mean? That's Klay's answer. I asked a question, Klay gave his response. That's Klay's answer. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. Sorry ass response, but I don't know what that was supposed to mean. My bully shit. Hey chat, mark my words, I'm on my bully shit next season.
This year he's on his bullet. He goes into details in this magazine right here. He talks about a lot of things, a couple of things. Mainly he's talking about coming in this season extra motivated. He said he's back on this bullet stuff. One of his quotes is this, man. It was just a lot of unnecessary talking going on around the league. And you know, guys feeling themselves, directed comments towards me. That hasn't done anything as well. So, man, and a lot of people are saying this is about Devin Booker. Now, this can mean, and I'm saying it's about Devin Booker, but this can mean other people too, because he said there's a lot of talking going on. So, I don't think he's just talking about Devin Booker, but he's definitely got Devin Booker on his mind right here. And without mentioning his name, you know, they go, hey, like I said, the bullet, I'm back on my bully, going back from the Twitch, him responding to Devin Booker, and this right here. All this ties into Devin Booker. Then he pretty much go into further details. He talk about his goal of want to win a championship with the Clippers, of course. He's just holding himself accountable. It's a lot of stuff he wants to accomplish in this season. Paul George, 33 years old. A lot of he have accomplished multiple All NBAs, multiple All defensive teams. It's a lot he have really accomplished in this league. He shared lights on a lot on his personality. How he says a lot about how he's a pretty fun person, but he's also an introvert. And he keeps a lot of stuff to himself. I also spoke about that's why people don't or haven't learned much about him throughout his time in the NBA. But Paul George, pretty much, it's a good read. Yeah, make sure y'all check it out. I'm looking forward to the season. Training camp is right around the corner. I think media day for the Clippers, I think it's next week, if I'm not mistaken. There are rumors out there that it starts October 2nd. It's media day. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be asked about this at media day too. But I'm looking forward to this season. It's a lot of question marks going on around the league. Going into this season, who's going to be the team to pretty much knock off Denver, or will Denver repeat? It's a lot of question marks. And it's going to be a very competitive, very fun season, man. Paul George, I'm going to say this, man. I like Paul George's demeanor. I like the message. Paul George has got to go out there, play basketball. Paul George is a very talented guy. And I feel like he gets criticized unfairly. And people always look at the glass halfway empty with Paul George or anything to do with the Clippers. I get it. But Paul George shouldn't be getting a lot of the slander due to the fact that he has more ups than downs throughout his career. In the playoffs, even in the playoffs, right? Going to Indiana. Now he has a lot of downs in OKC. I get that, but we also got to acknowledge he was playing through a shoulder injury. I get it. Everybody can't play their best while they hurt. Now we can't excuse the bubble, but I thought 2021 that was the best version of Paul George I have seen. Paul George in his bag took over the leadership role once Kawhi got hurt. Even the year after that, Kawhi didn't play a whole year. Paul George pretty much carried the load. I mean, he played out this mind, you know. Yeah, and then you look at last year. Paul George has been very consistent. He's been very consistent. I love what I'm saying for Paul George. Last year averaged nearly 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, on 45% from the field, 37 from 3. Pretty efficient player. Defensively, I thought he digged in. He got a lot of steals, got a lot of blocks, a lot of deflections. Paul George still one of the best players in the NBA. So I expect nothing more than just other than him being healthy. Clippers got to be healthy, of course. I expect great things this season with the Los Angeles Clippers, and I expect, and I got my calendar circled for when the Clippers play the Suns every time. A lot of eyes gonna be on Paul George and Devin Booker. Two competitive guys, two guys are not gonna back down, and it's simple. If you love the game like I love it, you look forward to those moments. But y'all get in the comment section, light it up. Let me know what y'all think. Is y'all looking forward to this matchup? Paul George calling out Devin Booker and the rest of the league. Let them know. I'm on my bullish. So get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out.
In the rim. 14 third quarter points down.